Pull number 312 on the Blox Fruits Gacha. And I got dough. Again, that was the fourth dough in under 2 hours, and something in this system is not adding up. Everyone says the Blox Fruits Gacha is completely random. Devs say it. The wiki says it. Every tier list creator says it. But I pulled the gacha over and over for 3 hours. I tracked every single result in a spreadsheet, and what I found does not match random at all. Certain fruits were showing up way more than their listed rarity should allow. And one fruit tier basically ghosted me for the entire session. I am going to show you exactly what happened, what it means for your pulls, and the one tool that makes all of this actually worth your time. So here's the setup. I went into the Blox Fruits Gacha in 3rd C with a full notepad document open next to my screen. Every pull, I wrote down the fruit name, the rarity tier, and the order it came in. I did this for over 300 pulls across 3 separate server restarts. No breaks, no skipping. And by the end of it, I had 5 specific findings that completely changed how I think about the Blox Fruits Gacha system. Some of these are going to be obvious. Some are going to surprise you. And one of them I genuinely cannot fully explain. Let's get into it. Point 1. The gacha rarity system and where your pulls actually land. Before we talk about my results, you need to understand the tier structure. In Blox Fruits, the gacha has 4 main tiers: common, uncommon, rare, and legendary, with mythical sitting above all of them as the hardest to hit. Common fruits include things like spike, chop, and bomb. Uncommon covers fruits like smoke and spring. Rare starts getting into ice and flame territory. Legendary is where you find Buddha, magma, and rumble. And mythical is the top shelf with doe, leopard, dragon, and control sitting up there. Now here is what my data showed for point 1 specifically. Out of 312 total pulls, 187 of them landed in common or uncommon. That is 60% of all pulls going to fruits that most 3rd C players cannot even use competitively. Spike does nothing for your PvP build. Chop gets countered by anyone with Buso Haki trained past level 400. So the reality is, if you are walking into the Blox Fruits Gacha expecting a mythical on any given pull, you are working against a system that is actively stacking the deck toward the bottom 2 tiers on every single session. Knowing that going in is the most important foundation for everything else in this video. Point 2. Mythical pull rates. And this is where my data started getting weird. Doe, leopard, dragon, and control are all listed as mythical tier in Blox Fruits. In theory, they should have roughly equal pull chances within that tier. But across my 312 pulls, I hit doe 4 times, dragon once, leopard 0 times, and control 0 times. Now 4 doe pulls sounds exciting until you realize I was expecting the mythical rate to be spread more evenly. Leopard is arguably the strongest PvP fruit in the entire game right now. Its Leopard transformation move, which is the X ability at max mastery, gives you a speed boost and damage multiplier that lets you burst down players before instinct even procs. Control's Black Hole move can lock down groups in 3rd C boss fights. These are the fruits that actually change your gameplay, and neither of them showed up once in over 300 pulls. Now I cannot prove the rates are weighted within mythical tier, but the pattern I saw makes me think doe pulls more often than the others inside that category. And if that is true, it matters for how you plan your sessions. The next finding made this even more confusing. Point 3. The legendary tier gap. This one genuinely surprised me. Legendary in Blox Fruits covers fruits like Buddha, magma, rumble, gravity, and shadow. Buddha is still one of the best grinding fruits in the entire game because of how its Buddha transformation move enlarges your hitbox and multiplies your damage to everything around you. Magma is still relevant for boss farming in 2nd C. Rumble has Thunderball Destruction, which hits hard in PvP when you learn the timing. So Legendary is not a bad pull at all. But in my 312 pull session, I hit Legendary tier 22 times total. That is about 7% of all pulls. And here's the part that broke my brain. Out of those 22 legendary pulls, 14 of them were gravity. Not Buddha, not rumble. Gravity. 14 times. Gravity is a legendary fruit with Black Hole as its main PvP move, and it is not considered top tier right now. So either Gravity has a higher pull weight inside the legendary bucket, or I had the most statistically unlucky legendary session imaginable. Either way, your chances of hitting Buddha or Rumble from a legendary pull are not as clean as the tier list makes them sound. Wait until you hear what point 4 does to all of this. Point 4. The Blox Fruits Fruit Notifier. And this completely changes your gacha strategy. The Fruit Notifier is a game pass in Blox Fruits that alerts you every single time a fruit spawns anywhere on your current server. It shows you the fruit name and a rough location so you can run to it before anyone else. Now, why does this matter for the gacha conversation? Because if your goal is to get leopard, dragon, or doe, the Fruit Notifier actually gives you a second path to those fruits without spending anything on gacha pulls. Fruits spawn on a timer in Blox Fruits, roughly every 45 to 60 minutes per server, and mythical tier fruits can absolutely spawn in the wild. I have seen leopard spawn near the ice castle area in 3rd sea. Dragon has spawned near the haunted castle. If you own the Fruit Notifier and you are actively server hopping when you see a mythical alert, you are working a smarter system than anyone grinding gacha pulls back to back. The notifier costs Robux, but so does constant gacha pulling. Over a long session, the notifier pays itself back in value because wild mythical spawns are available to anyone fast enough to claim them. This is the Blox Fruits gacha tips advice almost nobody talks about because it means spending less on pulls. Point 5. The actual best way to use the Blox Fruits gacha in 3rd sea. Here is what 3 hours of data and everything above pointed me toward. First, stop pulling gacha blind hoping for a specific mythical. The pull rates make that a losing game financially. Second, if you want Buddha for grinding or Rumble for PvP, Legendary tier is reachable enough that targeted gacha sessions make sense. 22 legendary pulls in 312 tries is about 1 every 14 pulls, which is workable if you have built up enough belly or Robux. Third, pair your gacha sessions with the Fruit Notifier running in the background. If a mythical spawns during your session, you drop the gacha and run for it. You do not rely on one system alone. Fourth, time your sessions around server resets in 3rd sea. Fruit spawn tables refresh on new servers, so fresh servers give you more wild spawn chances to stack with your notifier alerts. And fifth, if you are a newer player still in 1st sea or 2nd sea, do not touch the gacha at all until you hit 3rd sea. The fruits that matter for your level are available through bosses like Cake Queen or Island Empress, dropping them directly. The gacha at low levels is just money going toward fruits you will trade away in 6 levels anyway. 3 hours of testing this system taught me more about how not to play it than how to play it. And that is actually the most useful thing I can tell you. So to recap what we covered, the gacha puts 60% of your pulls in common and uncommon no matter what. Mythical tier seems to favor doe over leopard and dragon based on my session. Gravity is pulling way above its weight inside legendary. The Fruit Notifier is genuinely one of the best investments for anyone targeting mythical fruits. And 3rd sea is the only place the gacha is worth your time at all. If this video helped you, drop a like. It takes literally 2 seconds, and it helps way more than you think. Subscribe to Roblox today for daily Blox Fruits content. And comment below what fruit you are hunting right now. I want to see how many of you are chasing leopard.